In 2019, photographer Colleen Chartier and urban planner Rob Wilkinson, neighbors in an elongated oval that divides the Montlake Cut from the SR 520 corridor, learned that their street's beloved but decrepit 100-year-old lampposts were soon to be removed and replaced with modern counterparts. For the two, the pending loss was personal. With their spouses, both had raised children in the neighborhood, and each of the 14 columns, though dinged, rusty, and layered in peeling paint, was a repository of community memory. What's more, the gently tapered cast-iron lampposts, installed circa 1920, were identical to those still lighting the Olmsted Brothers-designed Volunteer Park on nearby Capitol Hill. Destined for the scrap heap, these historic artifacts just had to be saved. Former partners in Art on File, a small photography business, Chartier and Wilkinson had traveled the world for decades, documenting public art and architecture and changing cityscapes. From their explorations, the two understood that the colonnades, literally rows of columns, of ancient Greece potently symbolized strength, endurance, and importance. Brainstorming a rescue plan, they recalled the colonnades in the disparate cities of Buenos Aires, Argentina, and Moline, Illinois. These, Chartier said, are urban spaces where land and water meet, enhanced by necklaces of lampposts. Erecting a similar colonnade in nearby West Montlake Park, fronting Portage Bay, appealed to them both. The idea was beautiful and simple, Wilkinson says. Elegantly laid out, we thought it would be irresistible. Seattle City Light, however, was hesitant, citing legal liability. But Wilkinson persisted, eventually tracking down Dan Peters, the contractor tasked with disposing of the old fixtures. After hearing their pitch, Peters responded, "No problem, dude. Where do you want 'em?" But where to temporarily cache 14 lampposts, 600 pounds each? Nearby Seattle Yacht Club offered storage for 6 months, which became an even more generous 3 years. The rest of the neighborhood was equally supportive, many enthusiastically underwriting restoration of the columns and erection of the colonnade. More hurdles followed, some bureaucratic, others pandemic-related. Progress slowed. Wilkinson and Chartier prepared an exactingly illustrated 40-page proposal that kept inspiration alive while shepherding the project from permitting through bidding and construction. Today, after 3.5 years and hundreds of hours of donated labor, the colonnade stands. Was it worth the trouble? Without a doubt, asserts the pair. It's about presenting these commonplace artifacts in a way that honors their inherent beauty, Chartier said. We're battle-scarred, Wilkinson adds with a grin. It turns out that building something so simple and lovely is really, really hard. In our first then photo, in this mid-1920s photo facing north and taken from the Seattle Yacht Club Tower, West Montlake Park fronts Lake Union's Portage Bay. At upper right is the University Bridge. At lower right, a single lamppost peeks through birch leaves. In our first now photo, on a mid-February afternoon, Colleen Chartier and Rob Wilkinson stand on the lawn of West Montlake Park. The newly installed colonnade stands sentinel along the lakeside path. In our second now photo, Wilkinson and Chartier stand on either side of a 12-foot-high lamppost. Topped with Ionic capitals, most columns bear the stamp of their fabricator, Olympic Foundry Co. of Seattle. Wilkinson, an experienced craftsman, also fabricated the painted wooden lighthouse-style bases upon which marine solar beacons are mounted. In this picture, the top of a restored lamppost featuring a plexiglass globe, lighthouse base, and orange marine solar beacon with a Fresnel lens. Battered peeling lampposts before restoration were stacked near a sidewall of the Seattle Yacht Club for 3 years.